What's up, y'all? It's me, Nate Almighty, and I'm back. With another Power Book 3 Raising Kanan Season 3 Theory and Prediction video. And today, I want to tackle this great theory I literally just watched minutes ago by the Getting It How I Live channel. And in his theory, he explains how Lou is Ghost's father and Marvin will end up being Uncle Gabe in the present post-OG Power timeline. When I first watched that video, I completely believed this was true. But after giving this some thoughts, I realized why Lou cannot and is definitely not Ghost's father and Marvin is not Uncle Gabe. And I'm going to give a very detailed reason as to why. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give several detailed reasons as to why. Now, this video is going to be yet another banger, so go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel so y'all can get this fire every day. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. All right, so first, because I'm not a hater and I wish nothing but the best for this brother, I want to say shout out to the Getting It How I Live channel. I'm hoping we could work together one day, so I just want to put that out into the universe. But let's break it down like this, people. In this Getting It How I Live video, he gave a reasonable and very believable explanation of how Lou very well could end up being Ghost's father, and that would be how young Ghost could be introduced into the show. Although I honestly felt this theory of his to be incredible and even monumental if it came out to be true. And although as a competitor in this space, I found myself rather jealous that I myself did not come up with, in my opinion, a theory this good. My mind started spinning after I originally decided that I had nothing more to add to this idea. And when I started thinking about how everything that was said made sense, I then found some reasons why this theory is most likely not true. But it's just like many other theories that we all often discuss on this internet, and it only means that the writers at Power are good writers because they continue to subvert our expectations no matter how much sense these theories make. For one, yes, Lou hallucinates, Ghost hallucinates, and Tariq hallucinates. This would be the number one way to connect all three of them if one would assume they are the only characters within the Power universe who hallucinates. But it just so happened, very recently in Season 2 of Power Book 4 Force, we see Tommy fall in love with Maria, and then he hallucinates and has a brief conversation with none other than Holly. His lost love for always haunted him. Next, Lou being Ghost's father would mean that him and Kanan are cousins, an idea that was addressed in the video. But they would also be first cousins at that. So if Lou was Ghost's dad, now we have to deal with the writers forcing a bullshit reason to explain why Ghost and Kanan not only didn't act like cousins, despite all the time they spent together, but never addressed each other as such either. We should all expect the writers to change up some things in order to make everything clearer to understand, but doing this much would be ridiculous, in my opinion, as a fan of the show, and it would make things very contrived, right? And now let's talk about Uncle Gabe being Marvin. At first, I directly believed this, but then I started thinking. Marvin's ass made a lot of mistakes. He probably got caught on camera killing Sal Baselli. He has snitches that haven't been killed yet. He's the most wanted man by the feds and the Italians. So him changing his name does make sense and is probably inevitable. But him changing his name, most likely having to leave New York City altogether to escape the feds and the Italians, he would be leaving for some years, assumably, right? Just to come back as Uncle Gabe to help drunk-ass Lou run a bum-ass failing bar. I don't know about that, man. I get it, though. Since we all know Marvin is big on family, we all would assume that. We all know that it would make sense if it did go that way. But still, the math just ain't mathing, yo. The math ain't mathing, B. Lou is just too much of a damn liability to be left alive for so long, and not only that, avoid jail time. And before I get to my final point, I'd like to take a crack at Lou not being Ghost's father, but still ending up being the connection to Ghost without making Ghost and Kanan cousins. Now, we all know Lou has the bar, so we can see Lou meet Ghost's dad at this bar and develop a friendship. And after Shirley leaves, we can then see Lou give Ghost's dad more responsibility with the club. And this could happen before he loses the Manhattan Club. And when the new club appears in Queens, as we know what's going to happen, it could be Lou and Curtis running the bar together until Lou dies. And then enters Uncle Gabe, who would be Curtis's friend, to help run it. And my final piece on why Lou isn't Ghost's father and Marvin isn't Uncle Gabe is because this would imply that both Lou and Marvin left the game and lived way longer than realistically possible. Considering the fact that they both have tons of bodies with evidence against them and seemingly no way out. On top of the fact that they left it vague as to whether Rock is still alive or not in the present post-OG Power timeline, giving the potential for all three of them to have lived and evaded jail way longer than realistically possible.